What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the My Player Career Mode. If you missed the last one, it was a stream. We streamed the Champions League final and also the first game of this European Championships with England. And I promised you at the end of that one that I would upload this as a full video of the entirety of the European Championships. Wherever England would finish, we would play it until we knew whether or not A, they were winners, or B, they were knocked out, whatever stage it was. I promised you the full thing. So the first bit of the video is going to be post-com, showing you obviously what happened in the games I played off camera in terms of me not being live. And then the second bit of the video will be my live reactions to watching England play at this European Championships. Can we get Ben a trophy before we potentially end the series off? And for anybody that's hearing that for the first time, there is still going to be a best of video come out, and there's still going to be us, trying to turn Ben into a manager as a one-off video. And for anyone wondering why it's going to possibly be the final bit of the series, well, we have the World Cup game coming out in a few days' time now. 6 days, I do believe, from the time you're watching this. And overall, we already have 4 series going on. So if I do want to make videos on that as well, it's going to take up a lot of time, which means I'm going to probably have to end one of the series, which is most likely going to be this one. Because Ben's at that stage where we will be stuck with a single team because nobody can afford him in this game. But don't worry, guys, because we still will have the My Player story coming out. So, yeah, we still got My Player Career Mode on the channel. But this game, first one, was Greece in the group stage after a 7-0 win against Bulgaria at the end of last stream. We would take on Greece and the Netherlands to see if we could get out of the group. Victory against Greece, I thought, would send us out of the group stage. And as Ben gave England the lead inside that goal there, they doubled it with about 20 minutes left when Ben did well to cut inside the defender with a nice step over and curl it into the bottom corner. He doubled England's advantage on the day and doubled his tally for the afternoon as well. So a nice finish from Ben in all honesty to get his side onto the second goal of the game. You can see from this angle as well, he kept his cool and composure to finish it off. But it was good that he got that second goal because Greece, to their credit, did give England a very, very good game. They actually beat the Netherlands in game week 1, did Greece. So, obviously, they've done pretty well in order to win that game, and there's every chance we could see them in the knockout rounds of this European Championships. Of course, the 2004 winners as well weren't silent for the entire game because they did hit back with a quite brilliant effort from their man. A thunderous strike with a minute left on the clock gave them a consolation goal, their number 9 there. And although the strike was world class, it was pretty much only going to be a consolation for Greece. There wasn't a lot of time, and as I said, a minute left, they need a miracle, I'd say, in order to get anything out of this one. But miracles can happen. There was enough time, potentially, if they could win it straight back from kickoff in order to make it happen. But you'd think England at this point would just keep hold of the ball. And that's pretty much exactly what they did. As the referee brought the game to a close, it ended up being a 2-1 win to England. They get their second win of the group stage now, sending them on to 6 points and pretty much sending them out of this because Greece losing, they're on 3, and so are the Netherlands. England only need a draw against the Netherlands now to go out of the group stage itself. So, very good result from England, and it should send them into the knockout rounds. But it just so happened we played that game against the Netherlands, and I'm really actually surprised to see how good this England team actually is at this time. Because if you take a look at it, by real life 2024, we might just have an opportunity at winning something on the international stage in real life, because that will be a really cool thing to see as well. So, as I said, victory against Greece last time out meant that England only needed that draw against the Netherlands to go through. But of course, Netherlands need to win here because they can't rely on themselves getting them out because they still need Greece, if they don't win, to drop points. So it's all up for grabs here. And I'm sure the teams will give everything they've got to try and reach the knockout rounds of this competition. For England, though, a draw is enough, as I mentioned. That is the side. You saw it previously. And the Netherlands, I was kind of surprised to see that Vincent Janssen was still their main man up top. But they've got Clive out on the right. It's not a bad side, but it's one that England, if they are serious about trying to win the entire thing, need to probably overcome and beat. And there was only really one moment to show you, and that was a Ben Wood strike, followed up with a finish from Marcus Rashford. He got on the end of the save from the goalkeeper and actually ended up giving England a 1-0 lead. And that was pretty much the only thing that happened throughout the majority of this game. There wasn't a lot to shout about, and it seemed to be a recurring theme because against Greece, it ended up being a 2-1 close game, and this one was also a very close game. Netherlands only just missing out to a 1-0 defeat, and because Greece did in fact beat Bulgaria by 2-0, it sent the Netherlands home, and it sent England and Greece through to the quarterfinals of the European Championships. But when I show you the draw, it's quite surprising to say the least. Certain teams that I thought would win their group haven't done. And it so happens that England have drawn Germany in the next round of this one. The first knockout round in the quarterfinals will be England-Germany. Traditionally not had a great record against the Germans, but that is the other game's group stage as it's finished. It was actually surprising, as I said, France and Switzerland making it out of their group. Romania, I think, topped their group in one of the other ones as well. Spain alongside that. But you'll see the group stage as it pans out. Nevertheless, that is how we'll end the post-con part of today's episode, and I'll see you for the live one in a moment. Alright, what is up, guys? Welcome to the live part of the episode where we'll be playing through the remainder of this European Championships, and just to get in the mood, I've even got the England shirt on as well. We have got the World Cup game mode coming out in about 6 days' time, so this will probably be the final episode of this series that you're likely to see up until maybe afterwards. And there will be like a best moments bit or whatever coming up as well somewhere in the near future alongside that. We're going to make Ben a manager and see if we can turn him into world football. But don't worry, because we still have the My Player Career story that will be still coming out. So if you haven't checked that series out, you have a lot to catch up on. I'll leave it in the description down below, the link to the playlist. And that one will be kind of taken over from this and being every 2 days-ish. Alongside that, as I said, the World Cup game are coming out 6 days away. We'll have videos uploaded on that. So this will probably be where we end this My Player series off. And it will be great to cap it off with a victory in the European Championship. So the earlier part of the episode, you saw the 2 games left in the group stage, which we ended up beating both of them. It was Greece and the Netherlands, which we won 2-1 and 1-0 after we matched with a 7-0 win against Bulgaria on stream, where we played the Champions League final. Again, if you haven't checked out the last episode, then this will all seem like a bit of a blur to you all. But nevertheless, we ended up pulling Germany. Not quite sure how we've done that, considering we won the group. But there's a few surprise inclusions in there, actually. I'll show you the other ties. There is France against Spain. There is Denmark taking on Greece. Romania played Switzerland. And, of course, we played Germany. And right now, France beat Spain, so they're through to the semis. Alongside that is Denmark and Switzerland. So in terms of what's left, if we can better Germany here, there's only really France that I think are going to be a better side than us heading forward. So if there's ever a chance for us to win a trophy with Ben in the World Cup / European stages, then this is it now. Historically, though, with Ben, we haven't had the greatest of records against Germany. That's the side heading into game. Be interesting to see what Germany have got, but without further ado, let's embark on the live part of the episode where we may well only be playing 1 game, depending on how it goes. If it all goes well, we'll be playing 3. If it doesn't, though, then we could see ourselves out pretty soon. So as I said, traditionally not had the greatest record against Germany, but we're looking to take that away today and make sure we go through to the next round. Yet to win a major competition with England and Ben in the series, but we'll hopefully stop that happening and we will get one in today's episode. Of course, England, who's going to be the favourites here to win it? If we go through, it's going to be us or France, but for now, we still have to better the Germans, and we're still looking at that 1 star that you can see right there on the t-shirt. Maybe that'll change come this World Cup in Russia in real life in 2018. Maybe we'll add a 2nd star to that, but for now it remains at 1. This one isn't the World Cup. This is, of course, the European Championships. So the only teams in this are, of course, Europe's big clubs. Say that, big teams is what I meant, not big clubs, big countries, should I say. But on show, there's a lot of talent, and we'll check out that Germany side in just a moment. So I actually skipped past it, but they do have a very, very good squad here, Germany. Horn in goal, back 4's decent, midfield 2's okay, but Sane, Meyer, Havertz and Timo Werner up front. Very, very strong side from the Germans. But we've seen Ben, he's a Champions League winner, carrying West Ham to the victory in that one. We want to see him carry England to victory in this one. Come on, boys, don't let us down. Already Ben on the front foot, that's a great cross, and England take the lead inside 3 minutes. Marcus Rashford has given England the lead. Get in there. That is very, very good, actually. I've got to say, the delivery from Ben, I was a little bit surprised at the way it actually ended up going. Right-footed as well. It doesn't always mean it's going to be the area that you want it in. But what a finish from Marcus Rashford. Kept cool, composed, and just side-foots it past Horn into the back of the net. Inside 3 minutes, England take the lead against the Germans, and they will have to play from the back foot now. Rashford towards Harry Kane. Kane back towards Marcus Rashford, who does quite well and finds a great ball to Sterling, and it's 2-0 England. And Ben was not part of that move whatsoever, but England have found their second. It has been a great start to this one, only 20 minutes into it, and already high and flying. Gotta say, the team that England have got here, though, it is very, very good. You know, in terms of the squad itself, it's so strong in pretty much every single area that I'm pleasantly surprised that we haven't really won anything major. And if we take a look at actually the team that we're going to have in a few years in real life, I've got to say, if we don't actually compete at these events, like the World Cup and the European Championships, it'll be slightly disappointing because I think the players we have got and our future of England is very, very bright. But right now, I'm expecting not much from this year's World Cup. I think 2022 is where we need to be focused on World Cups, and probably the 2024 European Championships after that. But in terms of this right now, this is the 2024 Championships, European that is, in our save, and it's England 2, Germany 0, heading to a semi-final. Party's not quite there yet if Werner scores, but that's a good tackle. Very well done indeed there, but we've given the ball away too many times. Werner's in, and somehow it stays out. It's Pickford with a save. I thought for a second he'd saved it and it actually still gone in. But it turns out that Werner's effort is well saved by the former Sunderland man. And it's a very, very good save actually indeed. But mistake was made. Why are we giving the ball away to the Germans so easily? Ben's got to track that. He did go short from it as well. Ben, not a good defensive block that. I panicked a little bit trying to slide in there. He blocks that one though. Will that be another German corner? Not yet. Werner's offside. Okay, that's good. That's lovely play from England as Ben looks to maybe get this third goal. He's down in the box. It's going to be a penalty kick. I knew 100% that one was going to be a pen. And it's a yellow card for Jonathan Tah. It's always a risk when you go sliding in like that. And the problem was Ben turned him here, but then he had no pass on, so he chose to go backwards. Just about got his body in front of the ball as Tah dove in. And that's definitely a penalty kick. It'll be Harry Kane to take this one for England. Usually so good from the spot. Harry Kane scores. England 3, Germany 0, and it looks like that semi-final will await us. It's been so much more easier than I was expecting to say in this game. I don't quite know what's happened to the Germans when you consider that England have been quite poor in the recent competitions we played in. But this one, they're seeming to step up pretty well. And everything is going swimmingly for England at half-time. They've been the better of the two sides, having more shots and more possession than the Germans, and it stands at 3-0. If they were to get knocked out from this stage, it would be a calamity. So I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting to see England go through to that semi-final, and we'll see if they'll match either France, Denmark, or who was the other one? Was it Switzerland? I think they were the three teams in the semis. So it would be nice to have France in the semi-finals, get it out the way, you know what I'm saying? And then if they do win that, then be clear favourites to win the final. But as we know, that isn't always the case, because Greece in 2004 did in fact win a European Championship. So, I mean, we know that it's a possibility, but at the same time, I kind of want to see that France-England final. So it would be good to obviously get an easier draw in the semis as well. But I don't think any team's going to be easy from here on out. They're all here for a reason, and we'll see how it's going to play out. But second half coming up now, we'll see if the Germans can answer anything back. And Ben might be in for 4 here. The defender can't quite get it off him. If he's got the Ronaldo chop round him, he's gone for the fake shot instead. A lot of space, and it's got to be 4. Held his nerve, kept his composure. And it's England 4, Germany 0. Ben's on the score sheet as well. But, I mean, you look at that, and you've got to say, listen, Germany today, not been good enough. They haven't created a lot, and although England have played well, defensively they've not really had a lot to do. Slightly disappointed in the way the Germans have played here. They haven't been much of a threat. And defensively, again, we got into the box far too easily. And Ben just allowed too much time and space to pick his spot and find his finish. And that sums up a very poor afternoon for Germany, but a great one for England. They're going to smash Germany to go into a lead of 4-0. And we're still not done in this game. Semi-finals await. Oh, Ben just turned him. It might be another one here. Ronaldo chop, sees his teammate. Brereton makes it 5. Game, set, and match. Germany have not turned up today. But let me say this. It will be typical England if we beat Germany like this here and then play in the semi-finals against somebody like Switzerland and end up losing that 1-0. Typical England, that'll be. But I'm a little bit disappointed, as I said, the way the Germans have played today, because you take a look at the other games. Netherlands was close, 1-0 win there. And the Greece one as well, 2-1 win there. It was quite a close game on both occasions. To then play this one against the Germans and smash them 5-0, a lot can be said about England, but Germany just really haven't turned up. And they might get one back. Havertz's shot, Pickford saves it. That's the first shot they've had in this entire second half. Not good enough if you're a Germany fan, and I'm sure they'll be disappointed in their team. Sane, literally minutes left of this one until we find out who will remain in that semi-finals. Pickford again's there. Sane, nope, doesn't get on the end of that one. Cleared away by us. That should be the final whistle of the game now. There it is. And it is England through to the semi-finals. A 5-0 win against Germany, who awaits us in that semi-final though. And it just so happens the draw's been made, and I was correct. It is in fact Switzerland who we have drawn. Typical England. Remember when I said about the fact of, possibly losing 1-0 to them, which means France will play Denmark in the other semi-final. Without further ado, let's get into this semi-final and see if we can get through Switzerland and into that final where most likely, I'm going to guess, it'll probably be France awaiting us. But you never know. Let's do it. So yeah, here we are then. As I said, the team for England, very, very good. All positions are solid. 2 defensive units in Dyer and Keane, 87 rated at this stage as well. While Prowse holding the midfield down at 86. Sterling, Rashford, quality on the wings. Kane's 90 rated. You add Ben, who's the world's best player in my opinion at this point, into that mix. And you have just a solid, solid England team. Their weakest player is 83 rated, and that's Tuanzebe in the holding midfield role. It'll be intriguing to see what Switzerland have got, though. I'm going to imagine they've got quite a few game-generated players at this point because, you know, when you start to get into this stage, a lot of the time it's nations like Switzerland, Denmark, for that matter. I've seen quite a few players from there, and places like Serbia and stuff like that. I've had quite a few really good young players coming through the youth academy from those type of countries. So we'll see the Swiss team, see if I recognise any of them, and then we'll hopefully see England go through to the European Championship final. Of course, they do have Granit Xhaka as well, who will captain the side. Is that Berkey as well stood next to him, the Borussia Dortmund goalkeeper? I'm not really sure what to make of this. That 5-0 win against Germany, of course, is going to give the boys a whole lot of confidence. But in terms of what we're expecting from this game, anything less than an England win would be very disappointing indeed. But I did say, typical England, if we beat Germany 5-0 and get knocked out by Switzerland, it would be prime England in that case. But that's not going to be what happens here today. I've got faith in the boys that they're going to get on and win this one. Let's see the team. So here we are then, the Swiss team. It is Berkey in goal. Ricardo Rodriguez, that is still there. Shaqiri's still in the lineup, and Bolo as well. I recognise quite a few names, actually, more than I was expecting. Zakaria in the holding midfield, I also recognise him. But yeah, more than I actually expected to recognise. I have been able to do it there for the Swiss lineup. They've gone with a 4-2-3-1, very similar to England's 4-2-3-1. But without further ado, let's get this semi-final underway and see if England can do it. Uh-oh, already Swiss are in, and that was very, very close. Not good defending from England again. I said this. Although they smashed Germany 5-0, they didn't defend very well when they were called upon in that one. And if their number 7 had a better shot, it might have been Switzerland taking the lead here. We can't, you know, disrespect them in any way. They got here, so they must be a force to be reckoned with, at least. And they draw the first chance. Luckily for us, though, the finish was very poor. Lovely 1-2. Kane through. Now it's Rashford. Is he onside? He's offside. England have the ball in the back of the net. Ben played in Marcus Rashford, and he does score the goal. But unfortunately, it is actually going to be offside given. Not the way we wanted to see that one. So the net has been hit in the second half, but it will not count. Oh my goodness, and Switzerland have taken the lead. Oh, offside as well. Oh my goodness. That shot from the edge of the area from their man was a brilliant effort. But again, for the second time in the game, the ball's been in the back of the net, and it's offside. One apiece now for either team in this second half. I said something had to change, and it has done, because we've had a few more opportunities, let's call it, but none of them on target. And that's the problem. You need to stay on side for it to count here. Ben looking to try and get something again. Rashford's made a good run for him, but he doesn't use him. He instead tries to go to Raheem Sterling, who was man-marked. Lovely play from England. Ben, that's actually brilliant. And he's in towards a box. And Ben hasn't hit the target. He's a big player for big occasions. And as it turns out in this semi-final here, he just can't find that goal that he's inches away. Inches. That's all it was from finding that bottom corner. In what was a nice move from England, in their perspective. But not the greatest man marking from Switzerland. It's kind of difficult when the ball's been knocked around so fast. You can't really keep up with the play. But Ben's finish letting him down in this game. All-out attack applied from Southgate. Might come back to bite England in the backside if they're not careful, though. Switzerland stretch the play out to the left. The delivery is in from Rodriguez, but it's straight at Jordan Pickford, who needs to get the game back underway very quickly if England want an opportunity again, because any moment the referee will bring this one to a close. Here goes Ben, though. Takes the touch well, and all of a sudden Marcus Rashford is in. England to win it. Marcus Rashford has done it. 90th minute. That will send England through, surely, to the European Championship final now with that goal right there. And it could not have come any clutcher. Poor performance from England. I called it. I said we'd do this. And then we take on Switzerland. And just like that, we are through, hopefully, to the European Championship finals. Rashford's clutch finish in off the woodwork has given us that goal. My goodness me, we needed that one to go in. And you can feel every England fan just breathing that sigh of relief right now. Oh my goodness. The European Championship final awaits. We don't know the opponent, but I've got to say massive respect to Switzerland. They gave us a good game there. They hit the woodwork. We both had the ball in the back of the net. Both of them being called offside. And when it mattered, Marcus Rashford stepped up to give England the lead in the game. Take a look at those match facts. It was a very close game. One shot separating it. One shot with all that it mattered. And it was Marcus Rashford with the finish. And France have defeated Denmark by 3-1, which means it is England taking on France for this European Championship trophy. We're yet to win one with Ben, so hopefully this will be the first one, but we've got to take down a very strong French lineup. But we'll get into that final in just a moment. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the European Championships final. France will take on England. The side slightly changed around. We've got Sessegnon playing left back, Roberts at right midfield, and Dyer pushes into the central defensive midfield role. In place comes in John Stones. Strong team. We'll check out France's when we get into game. But without further ado, this is the chance for England to win something before Ben retires potentially as a footballer. My goodness. How can we do it? That's the question. We don't know what the French lineup's going to look like. I'm going to assume Mbappe is going to be in there. And if you remember, last time we played in this episode, we streamed it live and we played the Champions League final. And Mbappe had a huge say on it, playing unbelievably well. But unfortunately didn't have enough to carry his side forward, Monaco that is. Can he carry this French team to victory? Let's find out. So then, the team looks like that. Lafont, Hernandez, Varane, Laporte. I'm not sure who that right back is, but Kingsley Coman, Bakayoko, Kante, Lamar starting in the midfield with Anthony Martial and Mbappe up front. It's such a good French team that we might struggle to keep them quiet. Like it was in that Champions League final, I said in the stream on that one, that I think it would be West Ham having to outscore Monaco, because I don't think that we're going to keep Monaco quiet. I think it's going to be a similar situation here. Not sure England are going to be able to keep France out tonight, so I think it will have to be them scoring as we look already for a chance, potentially Raphael Varane against his teammate though. Defends it well, and that's a free kick given away inside the first opening minutes here. France have started off much better than England have, and this might be the first chance it is. It's going to count as a shot from Mbappe, but it wasn't really a big one. I don't know who will be considered the favourites for this game, because I'm looking at it and the sides are very, very even in terms of quality. France have started off the better of the two teams, though, at this point. So, I mean, as it stands, it's England on the back foot currently, but I'm going to assume that that'll change because England will grow into the game, of course, and we've seen them play quite well against Germany. Not so good against Switzerland, but on the final, it's just one day. Anything can happen. I think frustration is beginning to creep in towards the England lineup now. They just can't get this ball off the French team. Mbappe, backwards it goes. Get on the end of that. No! What a block it was. Yeah, definite frustration beginning to show from England because they can't seem to get a lot going. And then France go forward and very nearly create. That's got to go through. Why is that pass not put pace on it from Roberts? Come on, man. Nice. This is much better from England as they look to come forward. Ben using the run of Harry Kane as a decoy. Instead, he chooses to lay it off towards him. He's delayed his run as well. No, the touch. What was the touch? I wanted Ben to stop the ball and turn onto his left, but for some reason he took it forward instead as Harry Kane delayed his pass. As here comes France. Pickford's got to come out, and he does very, very well there. If he hadn't have come out and it was a moment later, he wouldn't have gotten the end of that ball. It would have been France taking the lead, surely. As it stands, it's going to be at full time here. I don't want to have a situation of penalties again because we know what England are like at penalties. That is the full-time whistle. The score remains 0-0. Not been good here from either team, in all seriousness. It's been such a tight contest. No team want to make mistakes, so they're defending very, very tightly. I mean, England haven't even had a shot in 90 minutes. What on earth is going on there, then? It's been such a bad first half. If somehow... Sorry, full 90 minutes, actually. If somehow England come away to win this, I'll be flabbergasted. All-out attack applied. Why? Why all-out attack? It's 0-0 in the final between two evenly matched teams. Why go on to all-out attack? I don't even know why I get frustrated by it anymore, because I know it was coming. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest that England are on all-out attack, because it seems to be the case every single time you play a game on My Player Career Mode. France go through. Ben, oh my goodness, may have just saved his team. And straight from that, England might go the other end. Marcus Rashford. It's 4-on-3 for England. Surely they're going to get an attack from this. Nope, the delivery was poor. Ben might pick up the loose ball. Never mind, Pogba just makes it look so easy. think actually at this stage, both teams are on all-out attack actually, so it doesn't exactly matter. Because there's going to be chances in this for both teams, but not ideal being on all-out attack when you just simply don't need to be. Ben will find the pass through towards Michael Keane, who feeds Harry Kane surely. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Marcus Rashford on this left-hand side. Don't give it away. Lovely skill, Marcus Rashford. In towards the box. Ben, no! Him and Roberts got in each other's way, but it's England who take the lead! It is going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold in the 103rd minute of this game that gives England the lead. And for a moment, I was about to go screw at between... Look at that. How have they missed it? Ben completely misses it. Patrick Roberts completely misses it. And Alexander-Arnold comes in at the back post. And he gives England the lead in this final. Is that actually England's first shot on goal in this final as well? It might be. But I don't care because England have taken the lead. They're still going to be on a lot of attack though, so they need to defend. It's Ben to carry it forward and calm down the attack now of France as he finds his teammate. Harry Kane looks back. It's given away though by England, and that will take us into the first half of extra time. Hold on to this. One shot, one goal from England. That's how close this final has been. My goodness. A Trent Alexander-Arnold finish may separate the two sides, but there's still 15 minutes left here. Last few minutes now. Not long left at all. Antoine Griezmann is a long way up here for France as he gives the ball away, and that might send England fans dreaming of this win here. The ball's won back by France though. There's 3 minutes left. It's all hands on deck, honestly, for England as France pump the ball back up there again. Win that header. Well played, and Ben can carry this out and calm his team down. He drives forward, looking for an outlet pass. Hasn't quite got one just yet. Uses his now. Going to take this in the corner, surely, just to shore up this victory now for England. Nope, gives it away. Never mind, 120 minutes on the clock. And that is it! England have done it. Ben Wood will win an international competition before he retires as a pro footballer. Commiserations to France, and especially Kylian Mbappe, who for the space of about a month has lost another final. He looks distraught, but you can't say a lot about it. It wasn't a great game today. Certainly didn't have a lot of chances. And England's only shot on goal is the one that made the difference from the game. My goodness. The boys will celebrate it, but they have to know that they weren't phenomenal in the semi-finals or the final. But it ultimately doesn't matter. And Eric Dyer will lead England up to collect their first major trophy of this series. Oh, my goodness me. It was well worth the wait. Commiserations, as I said, to France and Mbappe. He's, of course, played well in the Champions League final. Didn't win that one either. But let's just celebrate this moment. Just feel it as Eric Dyer picks up the trophy. And we are surely going to have it lofted in the air. And there it is. England are European champions. Get in. So good to see the boys celebrating with it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think will be where we probably end off the series, most likely, of course. Don't forget, there'll still be a video to come showing you the best moments and all of Ben's contributions and all that stats and stuff. I'm sure the best goals as well. But in terms of that one, it has been a sensational series. We've ended it off with a high, winning the Champions League with a team like West Ham that I honestly didn't think was going to be possible. And we also won this European Championships. I mean, as I said, I'm not sure if we will revisit this between now and the end of FIFA 18. So there's every chance we might come back for a season. But look, there were 2 chances in the entire game between France and England. And it's that one goal that separates them. Get in there. England are European champions. But for now, guys, that'll be how we end today's episode off. As I said, there's still definitely one more at least coming, which will be that final episode where we talk about, the best bits and all that good stuff. So that will be somewhat in the near future. And don't forget, there might still be another season of this one. We are also going to turn Ben into a manager, see if he can make it in the world of managing football. So we'll probably manage a few seasons, skip for a few seasons and see how it all kind of goes about and stuff like that. And see if he can use his footballing knowledge to make the right signings, bring in the right players and take a team up forward. But without further ado, that is how we will end today's episode off. And I will thank you all for all your support. As per usual, you guys are incredible for everything you do for me and the channel. Don't forget, we still have the My Player story, which will be out tomorrow at 4 p.m. for another episode in that series, guys. If you're around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Alongside that is a notification bell so you can never miss an upload on the channel, guys. I guess as well, just before we end the episode off, that is the confirmation. England crowned European Championships. Champions, should I say. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. See you all again next time. Adios.